Hello there, my name is Katrina Young. In this training, I'm going to be sharing a guide on how you can attract high-paying clients on autopilot.
So today I want to talk to you about attracting high-paying clients online. Now, there is obviously nuances to this topic because it is whatever a high-paying client is for you and at your current level. So if you are new to the market, high-paying may just be making sure that you're compensated for your expertise. And if you are a veteran in the market, then this is ensuring that you are getting competitive rates for your proven experience and your knowledge. So for me, having an autopilot system developed and designed allows you to build sustainable income streams. It allows you to diversify. It allows you to build and, maybe scale an area of your business that is very manual. And ultimately, for me, a business for myself, having a business on autopilot includes automation. So why am I a lover of automation and business process? She sits in her chair. So I absolutely love automation. And many people do not like that. And I totally understand. So for me, it's about having a human design thinking process around the automation that you want in your autopilot systems in your business. So you can interrupt that process and really personalize that customer journey. But it's ultimately connecting with your audience where they are. Now, if you are hoping to still attract high-ticket clients online, you absolutely can do that. And for me and for myself, when I'm building that, you can do this on autopilot by making sure that you have sequential offers for your clients and your respective audience at whichever point they are, where they are next. So that means if you are taking them through a training and high ticket, again, just means your highest base offer after they've had a transformation and a result. So if you have given them a result in a particular step of their journey, then respectively, they will progress on to the next. And what I find is so many people do not set up the automated systems because they get caught up on the tech. And I totally understand. There are so many systems and technology to choose from. And of course, it's really understanding your competency or that of your team. But I think that so many people do not think about the actual commitments to that software, any kind of product development, and whether that software talks with the rest of the software. And so it interrupts that autopilot experience. So for me, it's simply having an offer that is a higher ticket that requires and demands a deeper level of, I'd say, commitment from your client. And then that higher ticket means that the quality of their focus isn't splintered because they've made that higher investment. Now, how to move that onto autopilot could be setting up online booking systems, could be setting up nurture sequences, engaging commitments, commitment-based content, which means that it's action-based. You're moving them on to another step. I started out in marketing in 2004. I started out in university in 2004. And this year, it's been an absolute pleasure to return back to the university where it all started and mentor their students. And a student asked me, with what you know now, what would you have done? Now, when I started out, there wasn't an awful lot about copywriting in the way that it is now. Of course, we have far more digital systems, but this digital messaging essentially really helps you to connect with the audience. So there are obviously different elements of doing this on autopilot. But the element of autopilot means that you want to actually automate a process. And quite often that's the engagement in the kind of backwards and forward sales process that you would ultimately have when you are pitching, when you are prospecting. Now, I work with teams myself and I worked on pitches myself. And one of the most important parts is to align that business development process that person's needs where they are, translating any requirements. So whether that's technical, whether that's aspirational, whether that is absolutely essential, so a given prerequisite. So how do you automate that? Okay, so the first things that you might want to do when building an automated system is having a bit of a know, like, and trust. So here's a video. If you're watching and you don't know me, you may have came across me just by searching for the topic, by the algorithm, the algorithm, a recommendation, or by a share. Now, you're going to make up your decision from what I'm saying, from my tonality, from some biases as well as your benchmark for what you take on as being valid, based on your previous knowledge, your previous experience, and your aspirations. So we eradicate that information and take that on and retain based on what we want as our next goal or step. So when you're building a system on autopilot, you want to understand and connect with your audience where they are. So the best way to design that system is placing the right content, the right processes and workflows based on your audience's education level of your service, their experience, and their next steps. So I am not going to place a certification program in front of newbies to business, because it's going to absolutely go way over their heads, and they're going to ask me, why would I want to certify and license my framework, Katrina, when I don't even know how to get the best out of digital? So in that instance, if you're trying to get someone on autopilot, you might create frequently asked questions. You might do a video series to get, build the know, like, and trust and get closer to them. And then you might offer them a product that is very well placed at their level, that may be a high ticket for where they are now. So again, you can build an autopilot system. I've seen other people do it. I've done it myself. You might just add an extra layer. So for instance, for some of the services that we have, before the client does come to me, there is a diagnostic process, because we want to ensure that they are the right fit. And when you're designing your autopilot system, you can quickly scale and elevate, and you can quickly scale and elevate something that's going wrong as well. And that's something that isn't built for purpose and hasn't had that risk assessment or quality assurance. So you want to ensure that you have mitigated those kind of risks and you test the framework right. You have that quality assurance and that QA checklist going through all of the steps, because it is automation. And if there is a trigger or a sequence out of alignment with your audience, it can go quite horribly wrong. And then you can amplify this with ads once it's working and you've tweaked and tested this. So I would love to know, what are your questions around building an autopilot system? Again, as I said, it's different for everyone. For some of our services, you can have sales closers and support. Others, you can get closer to that connection by giving them a chatbot or a way of retargeting them with tags and hooks, or just having some really great copy and then taking them through to that auto sequence. So they may watch a webinar and then you can ultimately introduce a sales funnel. So if you have any questions, I'd love to speak to you below. And if not, please do subscribe and do not forget to share.
Hey, thanks for watching. Now remember, on this channel, I share all tips, tech, marketing, business, sales funnels, lifestyle, everything to help you to start, grow, and scale your business. Thanks for your time. And again, if you would like any topics, do not hesitate to contact me below. Thanks again.